it seems to work, but yeah, I had a lot of dropouts, and even if I have very small distance between the receiver and the transmitter, I have still dropouts. Doesn't happen on all the other things I'm transmitting with, but it happens on the DITV. And I moved the dish recently, actually 1 meter closer to the satellite, so that makes a huge difference. Yeah, normally I should reckon that I am less in the path of 23 centimeters, 13 centimeters, but I think, yeah, maybe. Okay, mesh core. What I am playing on over the last month or so. Well, I already told anyone who was there. Mesh core is a LoRa protocol. Protocol, and LoRa talks about 868, 870 megahertz, and it is a free band, meaning everyone can use it. And I learned recently there's even a part where you can learn to work up to 500 milliwatts on a certain frequency in that band. On the edges, the average is about 20 milliwatts, but there is a small parcel, about 300 kilohertz wide, where you can use up to 500 milliwatts. And yeah, mesh core is using right in the middle of that. And mesh core is a mesh network, is using a mesh network, and if you know how that works, it bounces around and it's creating a real mesh. But the big advantage there is any device normally is a repeater. With mesh core they divide up to 3 sort of devices. User interface is kind of like I have one of here. So this is connected to my computer, and there is a small antenna in there, and that's my companion, my device which belongs to my uplink. And then you have a repeater. It's like this typically. You connect that way up in the mast on a high spot, and it only repeats. There's no input or output on there. It is solar driven, ideally making it real off-grid. And yeah, the cost to build one of those is about 50 euros, so that's not too bad. I like to create my own antenna. You can buy huge antennas up to 8-9 dBi gain, up to 50-60 centimeters for about 50, 60, 70 euros also. But yeah, I like to create a ground plane, which is normally more than enough, because there's nothing in between there. I'm actually using a SAW filter in there, which prevents a little bit noise from other frequencies going in there. Like I'm transmitting on 23 SAMs, and I'm transmitting, well, we have on 900 megahertz, we have obviously the 3G mobile phone and other things. And the third device is a room, and that is basically just a chat room where you can drop in messages, a bulletin board if you wish, and you can get the messages back out there on a later time if the person who you want to talk to is not there. And it's basically all about short text message, SMS text messages, and then off-grid, and that's basically the whole end story of it. So if the internet or the power is going down, this network still should work ideally. Yeah, and how that looks is quite simple. If I move to a screen, this is my desktop. If you look at the Netherlands, you can see there's a lot of repeaters. Actually, at the moment, it's crazy. We are over 3,000 repeaters already in the Netherlands. Actually, we have about 1,500 companions and about 3,000 repeaters. So apparently, a lot of us are like myself, creating more repeaters than we actually use. So what you see here is actually my area, and you can see two pieces here. And I have my companion here, and here's my repeater. And well, actually they are next to each other, basically in the top mast here, a little bit apart, so I can identify them a little bit more easier. Even my chat room is here in my shack, and if I'm going to this point, which is actually also a repeater, I'm managing at the moment, because that's where my work is, and it's kind of busy, and to do a live demo of that, well, so this is one of my repeaters, and this is one of my repeaters, and I can actually set a trace. Oops, sorry, wrong button. So here I am. I click on this one, and I click on this one, and I click back on this one, and I can see they are talking to each other, and I can see it receives 11 dB and transmits with 11 dB in this path. So the path here is 11 dB signal, and if you compare that, even minus 7 dB is working. So distances of 20-30 kilometers, this is only 5 kilometers, 20-30 kilometers will work. So that means you have quite a bit of possibilities there to operate this. So that's about Mesh Core at the moment. Because the tremendous amount of repeaters gained over the last 2-3 months, they had to decide to unclog the mesh a little bit. One thing is you can set up an advert sending information that you are there. basically shouting that you are available, you are there, you are securing, or how you want to call it, an advert they call it. And it's meshing, it's being bounced around. And if you calculate how many repeaters bouncing around messages every hour, you quickly find out that you won't have any more time. So they unclogged the system over the last weekend, made it twice as fast, less distance, but even 30 kilometers still available. And this is only with that small antenna. You can imagine if I put on a beam or something like that, you will get bigger distances. But hey, Holland is fortunately not that big, and this is what I think what I'm covering at the moment. Mesh Core, it uses regions, so you will bounce within a certain region. I can bounce within a certain city if I want, and it will not come out of that city. So yeah, they trying to unclog the mesh network as it is. And I think the general idea of having a open text network next to what is available commercially, but using that as a ham, using that as a non-ham, because even your neighbor, as this band is open, your neighbor can also use it, and creating a public service network for emergencies. You can see this in a close, well, say a circle of your own town as a emergency service. And yeah, that's basically the whole general idea of the Mesh Core business at the moment. Yeah, that's about what I wanted to show. I just had a nice other network where you can see it bouncing around, but I can't find it as quickly as I at the moment talking to you about this. Okay, passing it on to Henry, Mike, Charlie. I hope you're well, and we are going to, I hope you have a good camera resolution, so if we can see what's in your background. Passing it on to you, Mike Charlie from Papa Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo X-Ray back to South Africa. Do I have a test card? Somewhere along the line I have a test card. Obviously I didn't prepare myself well enough. Over to you, Henry.
Superb, Benno. Thank you very much. Just had to monitor my audio quickly. I hope you well, Benno. And yeah, we'll if you can look in the background, maybe you can. I'm just using one of those eagle eye cameras, and it works very, very well thanks to Gary. It really works extremely well as far as I'm concerned. So I've tried to declutter the shack completely. That's what I tried to do over the past 2 weeks. I managed to get another storeroom in the building. I live in an apartment complex, and I don't know if I've explained before, but my dishes are on a container outside, but in my neighbor's property, and he was kind enough to allow me to put the dish up in the 2 dishes on the container in his property. So that's what I did. And then I'm running a approximately 12 meters of LMR 400 into another room, which is down here behind me. And I've got around about a LAN cable of about 30 meters. So I run everything via PoE and via LAN cable. And all that I have in front of me here at the present moment are my two laptops, the one for transmit and one for receive. And I have a winter yield up just in the shelf above me. Yes, that's what I have at the present moment. I try to keep it as simple as possible, because if I have too much clutter, then I get confused and my brain can't handle it. Anyway, let's get onto the net. Gary, thank you very, very much for hosting the net once again, and thank you for making it possible for us by keeping us active on a Sunday afternoon. Really appreciate it, Gary. It's good for me, and it's good for me to see all my friends on DATV. Phil, very good work indeed, Phil. That really is superb, and I think you're going to get there. It's going to be good fun. I think it's taking a lot of diligence on your behalf to build this and to get it off the ground. I think it's just amazing. And I know Stuart, ZR1 Whiskey Tango, who's most likely watching, knows a lot about this as well. So he's done quite a bit of this down in the area called George, which is around about 800 kilometers away from me. I would say 800, 900 kilometers away from me. And they've put up 2 or 3 of these pico balloons already, and it's circumvented the Earth a few times. And it's quite interesting to see that the movement and the direction that it moves in, and the height that it actually moves in. So yeah, it's a very nice project that you got going there. I think it's a lot of diligence and a lot of hard work, Phil, which is very, very good indeed. Last week also, Leon spoke about rockets. I then went to Google it, and I watched it on YouTube, believe it or not, and watched a guy build a rocket from scratch, because he wanted to get his certification as a rocketeer. And the way he went about building it, and also looking at weight distribution and weight of the rocket and the motor that is used, because when Leon mentioned motor, I thought, is it MOTOR or is it MOTIS? I was trying to figure out exactly what this motor is, but the rocket engine is known as a motor, I believe, even though it is chemical compound. So yes, very, very interesting. I enjoyed it tremendously, watching this whole process taking place, and watching rocketry. So the other thing that you mentioned was, Phil, was scammers. We've got a lot of that happening here. My wife the other day, she got a whatever you call virus on her computer, and it knocked everything out. She couldn't do nothing, absolutely nothing. And then the guy said, well, if you pay me 25,000 Rand, which is approximately just over 1,000 euros, I'll take the virus away, and then you'll be back to normal. So she just left it, and I think this guy just got tired of her, and subsequently she'll have to get another computer, or take it to somebody who can wipe it clean. A friend of ours actually mentioned that you got to use NordVPN, and there's a program within NordVPN which blocks any kind of virus that can come into your computer. So that's really very, very interesting, which she did. She purchased NordVPN and sorted out her laptop. Anyway, I sort of hope and pray nothing happens to me. Benno, I want to know a question from you, please. What is the difference between mesh core and mesh static? I see there are my colleagues in Portugal, in the south of Portugal, they've got a mesh static network going in the Algarve, and I just never went to the point where I investigated it to see what it was all about. So I'm still trying to find my feet in trying to program an ESP32. So I don't want to go further than that right now. I really just want to be able to program an ESP32. That's my greatest ambition on earth at the present moment. So yes, also I presume this mesh core would be amazing for emergency communication during disastrous events and that kind of thing. I would think that would be something that would be absolutely fantastic to use if it's short messaging between different places and bulletin boards. Yeah, so that's my story. Thank you very, very much for what I've seen so far. I really appreciate it. And yes, I still got some work to do here in the shack. I'll get on with that in due course next week, and hopefully I can make myself a little bit more comfortable inside here. So there we go. Thank you very much, Leon. I'm going to hand it over to you now. Oh, and by the way, Gary did say to me that there's a facility where you can actually pull the frequency, which I will do because I am definitely 47 kilohertz out on the low side. So I will do that sometime this week. I will have a look and see how I can pull the frequency on the Pluto. And I do apologize for creating havoc for all of you. So there will always be one person that will do that. So there we go. So Leon, get ready, my friend. I'm going to pass it over to you now. Thank you very much. It was really nice having the opportunity on the net. ZS1 Mike. This is ZS6 Mike Charlie.
It still weighs, what is it? I weighed it 4.96 grams. So the weight is, and you can use smaller ones because for what you want to do, half of this capacity is going to be enough, because that gave me 3 minutes of running that lamp, which draws 75 milliamps at that low voltage. I doubt if your whole transmitter package will draw 75 milliamps. But anyway, Okay, so that's full. Gary, oh Gary, yes, major celebrations. I finally got the laser cutter to work properly in vector mode. There you can see the hole I cut in it earlier this morning. Clean cut, very quickly, very fast. My problem was that I've forgotten how to drive my old vector drawing program. I've left out one of the steps, and the thing was forever doing rastering, and I don't want to do rastering. I'd want to do vector cutting because it's clean and much quicker, and I only want to cut out aeroplane parts. So yes, I think I did tell you about the machine, didn't I? Can't remember. It's huge. It's 1.3 meters wide, and it weighs 200 kilograms, but it's made in the USA, so it's not some Mickey Mouse thing. At last, I've got it going properly, and I'm very chuffed about that. Okay, Benno, congratulations. When you said your first word, I could hear, ha, he's fixed it. Excellent audio. Silent, but I can hear every tick in your shack, and no hiss, like zero hiss. It is perfect. Congratulations. Your sound now matches your video, so well done. Yeah, as far as the mesh goeters, oh no, but I do have a friend who might be interested in that, so I made a small, unfortunately towards the right at the end of your over, I made a recording which I'll play to him. ZS6 Alpha Juliet Victor, Algemene Jaarvergadering, we call him. ZS1 AJV, Alpha Juliet Victor. He might be interested in that, so I'm going to tell him about it, and then he must find out himself. I know nothing about it. And Henry, yes, well, your transmission was also smooth, perfect. I don't see the 75 or whatever 47 cases that you're off. I receive everybody perfectly. I hope with your rearrangement that you've taken the poor Collins out of that Tupperware buck. That's not how you treat the Collins. Right. That's all from me for now. Martin, over to you. G8KOE for the group from ZS1 Mike in Worcester.
Well, we made it. I think we're all still working. Yeah, I'm having some problems with the internet again, which is dropping out. But I will demonstrate my CT repeater while someone's actually working through it. So we go over to there, and there we go. It's coming from a VK3TET, which is accessing obviously via the internet, which at the moment's working. But normally there's 4 screens, there's 4 inputs on the particular CT repeater. And if you want to know any information on it, if you go to my YouTube channel, G8KOE, you'll see it there. But I've been playing with accessing the VK3 RTV repeater. They've got an SRT input to it, so I've been joining their Tuesday morning nets free, which is Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock, which is 8 o'clock their time. So it works out quite convenient, and we're putting good signals in via the internet on SRT, and watching back by various means. Rob VK3IE has been streaming it, the actual repeater input. It also goes on Discord, which is another platform, and I've also been playing with Twitch, which I'm not on at the moment, but that seems to work exceedingly well. You can just log into browser and get there. Okay, that's all internet wise. the boys in VK land, it's their repeater has multiple errors, etc., and any RF that comes in will override any SRT signal coming in. So they are an RF repeater, but enables one to link up. And later in the year, they do a QSO party, which they try and link up America, UK, and such like, which is obviously done via the internet because they don't have lucky to have a satellite. And talkback is usually done on All-Star. It works out well because the sort of net control at the other end can say go, and you can start